Greetings everyone. In this video I want to talk about the sovereign movement, and you as a source player, would it benefit you to participate in it?
Greetings! This infinite source truth is made possible by the generous contributions and support of viewers like you. Please consider making a contribution now. Thank you.
So the sovereign movement, what is it exactly? It is something created by entities and soulless ones to trap source players into a path of resistance, which keeps them trapped in a lower frequency realm. You see, your sovereignty doesn't come from your removing yourself from that birth certificate name. Actually, your birth certificate name is where your power is, because it is your script. It is your entry name onto the stage. And this is an illusionary dream state that we are in. This is not what you think it is. We think, until we become aware and know that we are in a dream state, that this is all real. But it's not. What the sovereign movement is having source players get trapped by is that they start dealing with the legal system and trying to remove their birth name from the records and to rename themselves and establish a separateness to them. Well, as long as you're in this game, regardless of what you do, you are in the matrix, because the matrix is everywhere. It is the world pulled over your eyes. It is not who you are. You think that this body that you are experiencing, your avatar in this illusionary 3D virtual reality dream world state that you are experiencing, is real. But it is not. It's your game piece. There are rules to the game, and the game is a mind game above all else, because it is a dream state that we are in our physical bodies. But this is simply an experience. You are source. You have no beginning and no end. You are powerful once you realize who you really are and you link up to that power. But this is a frequency game also. It has to do with lower frequencies. If you're eating meat, then you're going to stay in a lower frequency range. There is no way around that. As you raise your frequency, then the plane of existence that you are on and what affects you and what can affect you changes. In the lower frequency range, resistance is giving assistance. And it doesn't matter what range you are on, resistance always is giving assistance to the matrix. Now, for those who want to declare themselves sovereigns, what you are doing is putting a huge target on yourself. And you are linking yourself into the lower frequency realm in a battle. And you will stay in there until you leave this game. You have to raise your frequency enough and realize that this is indeed a game. Stop resisting the matrix system, because all it does when you resist it is it causes misery and difficulties in your life. Those who want to get into battles of words with police officers, you may think that that's right because some entity or soulless one told you that's how you should do it and it's really beneficial for you, but it is never, ever, ever beneficial for a source player to do that. Why would you do that? You are resisting You are creating problems for yourself that will keep you in a lower frequency state of worry, fear, and conspiracy. Never beneficial. Never, never, never beneficial. Now, all things are permissible for a source player, but not all things are beneficial. Choose those things which are good for you. You know, how does it make you feel whenever you get pulled over by the police and harassed because you are resisting the system? I will tell you, that would never happen if you were on a higher frequency realm. Because when you raise your frequency, it's not possible. That can only happen on the lower frequency realm. Because you've put yourself there through fear, resistance, or truly a lack of knowledge of who you really are and how and what this game is that you are involved in. You can't pretend to be a higher frequency. There is no pretending. You are what you are. Your frequency level determines what you experience in this life. If you choose to remain on a lower frequency and you go through all the battling of, not really getting what this matrix is, you fall into the trap of playing the game, or actually the game playing you. You're not playing the game. The game is playing you. And you are falling right into the trap. Resistance is giving assistance. You are only going to create those problems for yourself in the lower frequency plane of existence because that's the only place they exist. Conspiracies, whether they be real or imagined, because actually everything in this game is imagination. It is your mind. Everything that you see, things are only turned on for source players. It's like you are in a video game and you move from one room to another. Well, that room doesn't light up until a source player, a player of the game, comes into that frame. And then that frame lights up because of the source player being there. That's how it works in this illusionary 3D virtual reality dream world that we are in. You see, source players fell asleep by their consent because they wanted to experience this game at a deeper level. And falling asleep, even today, when you fall asleep, some of you have control over your dreams and others are at a disadvantage in that you cannot control your dreams and you are involved in nightmares and fighting and wars and all kinds of battles in the spiritual realms. Well, all of that is, if you want to fight, then it'll be there for you to fight. If you don't want to fight, then raise your frequency and get out of those realms where those things exist, because they do not exist on higher frequency realms. And that is where your real power comes. You see, this reality, this game, is a mind game. If you can grasp what the game is and you know the rules and you raise your frequency, then you can experience a wonderful life. A wonderful life. And there's something about knowing what's going on and knowing what to give your energy to and what not to give your energy to that is empowering in and of itself. You see, your beliefs truly limit you. Truly, they limit you in this illusionary dream state. But sovereigns, if you don't want to play the game of licensing your vehicle and making yourself stand out, then go rent a vehicle. You do the things that benefit you and you toss aside everything else. And if you're listening to conspiracies and things the way they are, yeah, they're that way in the lower frequency realm only, and it does not continue that way unless you remain there. If you raise your frequency, then you are immune, or those problems do not exist on a higher frequency realm. And love is not the highest frequency. It's still part of the duality, and it's still a trap. And the thing about sovereign, if you have to declare yourself to be one, then you aren't. Because you see, someone who is really free doesn't need to say that they are. They don't need to say that they are. Because they experience it. And why do you need to make a statement of your freedom to anyone? Think about that a little bit. So as far as getting involved in the courts and separating yourself from your birth name, that is never going to benefit a source player. Ever. And getting involved with the courts for any reason is really never beneficial for a source player. You want to get married. Why bother getting a license, permission to live together? I mean, this is an age where it is tolerated in most countries, and many countries, they do not ever marry. They just simply call themselves partners and they live together. And you could call it friends with benefits if that's what you like to call it. But getting legal paperwork is never a benefit for a source player. It may have perceived benefits in health insurance. Well, if you're healthy, you don't need health insurance. If you're a higher frequency, you don't need health insurance because you're never going to get sick to have to use that insurance. What other thing? Anything that you perceive to be a benefit is a manufactured illusion to make you think it is a benefit. In reality, it is not a benefit, and this reality is an illusion. I know you're going to have a hard time hearing that this is an illusion, but it is. You're in a dream. And the sooner you can grasp your mind around that and you realize what this is that you are experiencing and what the rules are, then the sooner you will really be free. Free of the limitations within this game. So, is everything that I have shared here infinite source truth only and not what I think or believe? And that is a yes from my program pendulum. Now, your program pendulum may swing differently for a yes. That's why you always need to ask what a yes looks like from your program pendulum. But if you found the information on this channel to be helpful to you, consider supporting this channel as you unlock things that you cannot unlock any other way. Abundance, health, and prosperity to you.